another edition of Slomo News. Well, I'm sorry. The following is not Slomo News, it's one more chapter in Killing Slomo. It will be coming to your favorite bookstore soon. And it is written by the famous William O. Idiot. A pseudonym, a Slomo. Thank you. He calls himself O Idiot because he believes that he's Irish or Scottish or Celtic or German or Norwegian or Viking, or he's from the kingdom of Druid. But either way, it matters not at this time. So, where were we? Killing Slomo by Mr. William O. Idiot. Now, the diabolical wench who was known as Hillary Clinton. The middle name I shall not mention because it has been translated in some of the scriptures of the Egyptians. It was stated, "He who useth the name Rotham will from the kingdom be thrown into the ashes, and the ashes will be left at the camel's foot." Such a scripture should be wisely read and caution taken. Am I right or am I wrong? I think I'm right. But anyway, this diabolical lady is being kept alive by a very advanced New Age type of lung, an iron lung, which does all the work of the body. Okay. So she's in that iron lung, and every hour or two she comes out of her stupor and she says, "Have they killed Slomo yet?" And I'm afraid that the doctor, Dr. Bedak, or Dadak, or Bedak, or Dadak, or Dak, or it's one of those who is always at her bedside 24/7, waiting to see if she were to die, that she would whisper where the UFO wreckage is. That Modesta had convinced her that aliens were in charge of what we had taken to be the Illuminati. And Hillary had somehow or another gotten a hold of this information and downloaded it into her computer. And then when they found out that she had done that, and maybe even had a copy somewhere, it was very, very ungratifying to say the least. This information about the UFOs, Roswell, the whole bit. The other side of the moon, Antarctica, the portal, you know what I'm talking about. Yes. This pyramid, which at the top is three men. They're in their 90s. They love to drink Scotch together. Each one is in his 90s. Or maybe one's a little older than 90. But they're jolly old fellas, and they've been around longer than the rest of us. And though they're old, they're not idiots. They're very intelligent still, just like they were when they were young, just like Trump is. So what do? They're infinitely wealthy. The old night doth cover that which danger doth hurl. Where's all of us that fit them all? Oh, Slomo, that was so brilliant. But it's not germane to killing Slomo. For our author, oh idiot, uses language concisely, and that I shall do. All right. How in a comedy can everyone play the funniest clown? Saith Slomo. Anyway, the wench is asked if Slomo's dead. She was told recently, about 26 minutes ago, that he was still alive and that actually he was making a tape, even though it was the night, and that he was talking into it to some extent about her and her predicament of requiring the iron lung just to keep alive. And he teased her in a way because he knew that if she could only leave the iron lung and fly here in some magical way, which the ancients believed was possible for these people deemed to be witches. But whether or not they could actually fly through the air, and whether or not Hillary was one of them for sure and knew how to fly through the air, she couldn't at this time leave the iron lung. It was very heavy. To fly would require her to carry the iron lung, which was much too large because she had to actually get inside the iron lung to some extent for it to work properly. So, as far as flying through the air with an iron lung, it was impossible. Therefore, the reason she assigned 4 assassins to see if they could kill Slomo so that she could die happily, with a smile on her face, and knowing that the aliens had gotten through to Obama, and the whole thing is a big show, with even my son figured it out. It's so, once you figure out what's going on, you can see all of it is a big show. Very little of it's real. I don't know how they do it, but the historians just don't know about all this. I don't think the historians know about what's going on. I know our congressmen don't. I don't think our senators do. I don't think most of you do. But it's just my opinion. It's my humble opinion. For like any man, I can be incorrect. Or any woman. But I've learned the world is not, hello boy. The world is not as it seems. I can assure you of that. Hello, doggy. Hello, beautiful. If you think it is as it seems, much obliged. But once you see what it really is, you can't go back because you know. That's where I'm at. If they torture me, I can lie. But there's no way I can lie to myself ever again. And I'm not. Hello, doggy. You guys gotta realize that the more suspicious you are of everything you think you know, the better off you'll be. We've had a great generation go through. And the tail end of it is dissolving into the past. But overlapping that is a sorry, spoiled generation. And their mischief is not at an end. I think it'll continue for a good 20 years unless we put Trump in there. And you guys will lose kind of a nice time. It's all in God's hands, so I'm not too worried. It's usually one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, but believe it or not, everything as far as God seems to be concerned is in good hands. This stretch seems to be at the hands of you and I, and whether we're up to observing ourselves and going through time, reaching, keeping this thing going instead of throw it in the gutter. I know most of you don't want to throw it in the gutter. I understand how you get depressed at times and want to throw yourself in the gutter. But we don't want to throw it down the gutter now, and I'll tell you, do not vote for a Democrat, period. The Republicans are just as bad, I'm not saying that, but we got to get this forsaken party, we got to break it down. We got to get rid of all the Republican establishment. Make them all retire. They either retire or they go to prison. Okay? Period. A lot of this stuff can be forgiven if we don't need to have a Nuremberg trial where we hang everybody. We can do this peacefully, okay? But Trump's got to be in there. You're not going to pull this bullshit anymore. We're the ones that came here originally, people that feel this way. And we built a damn wonderful place. Now you guys can stay, but you can't fuck it up. This is Slomo talking. It's a message by Slomo, and he approves it. You know why? Because it's true. I'm honest. You might not be used to that. You're listening to this, you're hearing an honest man. Your country is in the hand of fools and thieves. Good night, Miss Olives. Sleep well.